Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Thank you, Chico. Happy Devils Friday. This is Game Day Live. Live in the Primetime Radio studios. I'm your host, Sam Wu, here with Vinny Parisi, streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch on the Primetime Radio Network. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. The Devils are playing tonight. Vinny, I got a question for you. Do you have those earplugs like you were supposed to?
I don't believe I know what you're talking about.
Headphones. I hear myself echoing off of your speakers.
Oh,
Do you hear it?
oh. Do you still hear
Don't
it?
worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'll just whisper throughout the entire Game Day Live podcast and just deal with it. All kidding aside, Vinny, Devils play the Kings tonight. We know who is going to be in the lineup. His name is Alexander the Great, Alexander Holtz, making his NHL debut. Also, maybe some other people coming back. I don't know. It's your turn, Vinny. Help me out here.
Yeah, I'm really excited for Alexander Holtz to make his NHL debut. I mean, they've been, searching for answers on how to get better, and it's not been all that great for the last couple years. So now that all these guys are starting to actually really make an impact in the NHL is what we need to see. Like, we're seeing how great Dawson Mercer has been all season long, and now Alexander Holtz is relied on to be of similar vein. So, they were both taken in the same draft. There's a lot of hope riding on them to be good young players, and Holtz has been awesome in the AHL. I mean, he earned this call up as necessary as it is to bring in another skill forward like this with some of the injuries that they've had. He also earned it. He was Utica's best player, at one of their best forwards, at least, for the entire season so far. So I'm happy to see that he's getting the chance, and I'm I'm very excited for this game.
I'm very excited for this game as well, Vinny. For a variety of reasons. I like to forget what happened in Anaheim a couple days ago, where the Devils came out flying for the first 5 minutes, and then it just went. Just it was pointless to even watch at that point. I
Yeah, it
know a
was
lot
bad.
of Devils fans were very, very critical of ESPN Plus and the announcer, yada, yada, yada. In full disclosure, the reason why this podcast was delayed of our normal broadcast at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, which was an hour before puck drop, is because I'm trying to figure out how to get ESPN Plus on my TV. You sign up to this thing. First game, I refused to sign up. I was like, nope, I'm not going to do it. I refuse to pay $7.99 or $6.99 a month when my boy Bill Clement and Gary Thorne are not back. I refuse. And then I saw all the criticisms of Leah Hextall. I believe that was the one that was announcing.
Yep.
Then they got me very curious. I'm like, is this a little bit of testosterone sent her way unfairly or whatever? So I decided to sign up to ESPN Plus, and you pay the damn thing. They collect your money very well, but somehow it says I don't have an account with them. Oddly enough, huh? You
Yeah,
have any
that's annoying.
problems?
You're gonna have to get that figured out so you can watch the Devils. I'm with you on the Hextall thing, the Leah Hextall thing. It's not what people are used to. Men have been calling hockey for all of time. So now that some women are finally are starting to be very good at this stuff, or they've always probably been good at it, but now they're getting the opportunities, and people aren't used to it, so they're gonna say they don't like it, even though they don't. Maybe they don't know that they like it yet.
Well, I could say this for the NBA. There are a lot of women broadcasters, play-by-play, color commentary. I will say this: I'm not sure what it is, but it's very, very, very good right now. It takes time. I don't think it's so much of getting used to it because we're so used to male announcers. I think it's really just if females haven't been doing this for a very long time, don't exactly have like a path, it's like a compass, how to do it um, their way. I rather see a unique sound, a unique tone where female broadcasters make their own path, where brings a different element versus emulating broadcasters of the past. And I think that goes with all broadcasters, male or female, right? So I just found that the NBA, after 10 years, I'm really liking the type of commentary. But even in Major League Baseball, I think it's Jessica Mendoza, is that her name?
Yep.
That, it took a couple years where she got her stride and then she was just hitting it before, she moved on. So that's just my opinion on that.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like me and you each had different paths to getting to where we are right now. And so I like hearing that from anyone, regardless of what your gender is. If you're good at your job, you're good at your job. And Leah Hextall, she did know her hockey. She sounded natural. She sounded like she's been doing it for a long time. Like she earned her way to that position just like anybody else. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited to see where this goes.
Well, and on top of that, like I experienced the whole Devil's PA announcers thing, right?
Yeah.
People thought my voice was annoying. They thought I was annoying. Even I thought I was annoying at times. But everybody has an acquired taste. Not everyone's opinions end all be all. But at the end of the day, it all becomes apparent who's prepared and who's not. She's obviously prepared, maybe a little bit too prepared. But getting your reps in, eventually you'll get it. I remember when Matt Lachlan first took a stab at becoming the play-by-play, the Devil's voice, all that. If you go back to his earlier tapes or earlier calls, he was tentative and nervous. And I told Matt this a few years after, maybe in 2012. I was like, Matt, you've really hit your stride. Like you figured it out. You used to call everything about a second and a half delay, but now you've got a flow to it like no other. It takes time. I mean, if you see season 1, episode 1 of the Let's Go Devils podcast, let me tell you, it's like even when we replayed the Dancing Earl interview, let me tell you, we had some hiccups even in that interview that we don't really generally have anymore. But it takes time to get practice and all that.
Yeah, I mean that goes for anything in life, and so I'm rooting for her to get plenty of practice. I'm with you.
Yeah, and by the way, I grew up with Sherry Ross on the radio, first tour duty, early 90s when she was doing that for WABC 770 AM. And she brought I didn't know any better as a 8-year-old. And, I'm taking, Nate Milbank. I like Sherry Ross doing color. She's just slid in the role naturally. Yeah, because she's an actual journalist. She actually actual reporter. And if you've read her columns back in the day, Daily News, New York Daily News, let me tell you something, Vinny. She was she was a hard reporter. you can't get anything by her. Some
I
of the
believe that completely,
rumors
just
and all
based
that.
on what I've
Yeah,
seen over the years. I
yeah.
absolutely believe that. And wasn't she like somewhat of a pioneer for women in the industry too? Wasn't she the first ever female color commentator?
I think so. I think she's the first female to ever call an NHL game, because I
Oh,
think
okay.
she had
I
to
believe,
fill in
yeah.
for Matt Lachlan when I guess it was I think he had to go to a funeral or whatever, or there was some reason why Matt couldn't attend the game and do the game, and she filled in, and you know she she made history, and it's tough being a pioneer, and seeing Leah Hextall, with ESPN again. As much as I want to see Gary Thorne and Bill Clement, nostalgia and all that. You know what? It takes a lot of guts to do what she's doing, and give it some time. It, I don't think it's going to grow on you. She's just going to get better, and once she gets better, then it will start growing on you. Again, I didn't really listen because I was on Matt and Chico, because I was on my I'm not going to get ESPN Plus. Now I got ESPN Plus. Now I can't figure out how to plug it into my Samsung TV. Moving on, Vinny. Devils at the Kings tonight at Staples Center. It's a Happy Devils Friday. Did the Devils release any more information, or are we still waiting on information on the lineups, who's in goal? Give me the details, Vinny. I hope you've got something for me.
I really don't. You know how the Devils are lately? They don't put out the lineups in timely fashion. You'll find out what they're going to be before the game starts. I think we can assume from how the week has gone that Alexander Holtz, as we spoke about, will make his NHL debut. Nico's going to skate in the lineup as the second youngest captain in the NHL for the first time. Those are really the only details that I've come across going into the game, other than after. I think this did happen before the game on whenever they played the Ducks. Wedgwood came off IR, and of course, or Blackwood came off IR, excuse me, and Wedgwood went on the waiver wire and was claimed by Arizona. So it's going to look a little different tonight in terms of that, but just expect Holtz to get in the lineup, and I'm sure he'll get a fair amount of minutes based on how practice has gone and the lines he skated with. So I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
Uh, Alexander Holtz needs to be put in position to succeed. Putting him on with Nico Hischier, I am cool with that. I want to see the captain with his sniper, because I think right now the Devils need scoring. I wrote the blog on hockeybuzz.com that Alexander Holtz, he's going to be the sizzle, and the Devils need to have him sell the sizzle, because this is a young nucleus, a young team. I'm still concerned, like everybody else, about the penalty kill. But Bryce Salvador, and I said on the Woo Report, put something out there earlier today on Twitter. I don't know if you got to see it. Some of the statistical breakdowns, that some of the things that the Devils are doing that resemble a great power play, they're, some of the stats that, with analytics, have them ranked number 3 and 4 in the NHL. Was the defensive zone entries, the denials, and all that. Those are all good things. Also, what's a good thing amongst the stats is the NFZ, the no fun zone. Passes getting, in front, the slot area. The slot area is the NFZ. You're not supposed to have any fun there, for the opposing team. So, but except for one stat, because, the save percentage is low on the penalty kill. But yes, you'll always need good goaltending no matter what. But that percentage is a reflection on not getting the puck out of the zone, right, Vinny? How many
Yeah,
times did we see that?
yeah, I agree with you. The goalies, they always say, I think Eddie Olczyk says it all the time when he does the national broadcasts. the goalie always needs to be the best penalty killer. You can have your forwards and your D do their job, but if the goalie's not making saves, well, you're going to have some bad time. But guess what? That also applies to 5-on-5. Even when you're on the power play and if a shorthanded chance goes the other way, you know, there are so many reasons to say that the goalie just needs to be the best. But like you said, if you're bad at penalty killing, even in front of the best goalie in the league, they're going to give up some goals. So that's been the case for the Devils. Their power play really hasn't helped them all that much either. I don't know how much you want to dive into that. But hopefully that these stats that Bryce points out that are on the positive side lead to maybe just some bad luck and that the water will eventually start to level out.
Yeah, I think really on the penalty kill right now, after seeing Bryce's tweet, I've always said their positioning at times have been extremely awful, but for the most part, they had been playing pretty well and being disruptive in the no fun zone. I think, I think right now it's a matter of execution and just simply winning faceoffs in the defensive zone and also getting the puck out. And maybe the coach needs to tell the players, look, don't worry about the delay of game penalty. Maybe they're just getting too tentative and getting too soft to getting the puck out. Slam it home out of there. And if you get a delay of game penalty, so what? You're going to get scored on anyway at this rate. So what's a little risk of doing that? I'm kidding, of course, but not really.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, get the puck out. Also, Getty 27 and Matt Junio, Tice Thompson with the hat trick tonight for Utica, the undefeated Utica Devils. So
How good
I'm
are
glad
they?
the Magic is still there. I'm so happy the Magic is still there without Alexander Holtz, but Alexander Holtz hopefully has graduated to the New Jersey Devils, and hopefully he can help. Maybe he can help by being effective early. Try to get that 1-0, 2-0 lead in LA, where it
Yeah,
doesn't put much pressure on the guys to create penalties.
yeah, for sure. I'm a little surprised he got called up this early. I know some people had him making the team out of camp, and I was one of them. But once he didn't make the team, then I thought he might stay down there in Utica for a little bit, especially since they were winning. It seems to be a good place to play hockey right now if you're trying to develop. And seeing what they're doing without him right now is, you know, really cool. And hopefully that's able to continue because their play as a team is almost as important as the NHL version of the Devils is. So I'm excited about it. Hopefully, those guys can keep it moving.
Yeah. Now Lisa says that she has heard that, and I'm confirming it right now. Amanda Stein. Oh, now she finally tweets it out. What timing? Next, Mackenzie Blackwood. Mac Black will make a season debut for the New Jersey Devils, but Dougie Hamilton is out for tonight. But he was skating in the optional skate today. So that makes me feel good. Let him take some time off, but Mac Black's back in net.
Yeah, that's exciting. I'm happy that Blackwood's able to play in net tonight. That's huge for the Devils. He's obviously one of the best goalies in the I think he has a chance to be one of the best goalies in the world. Um, the fact that Alexander Holtz, I'm reading from Amanda, is he led them onto the ice for warmups and took the solo lap for his first NHL game. That's awesome. Very excited about that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so Hamilton being out, that stinks, but it's also good news that he skated this morning and things are looking good because missing him for a significant portion of time would be ugly. But it sounds like he's only going to miss one game. We'll see where he's at tomorrow.
Yeah, and you know what? If he doesn't play against San Jose tomorrow, that's okay. Rest up, Dougie. It's funny because I have some Carolina Hurricanes fans that have been texting me lately. Notice where the Hurricanes are. I'm shocked that they're even anywhere close to being the top of the Metropolitan Division, but they're like, oh, how's Dougie Hamilton treating you? I said, just fine. just fine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and they're trying to bust some chops, and I'm just like, you know what? Things happen. He'll be back. He knows he's wanted in New Jersey, that we love him, and he has every incentive to come back and be the Dougie Hamilton that he is. But Big Mac Black, Mackenzie Blackwood is back. That is important to note because probably, and you know what, probably maybe we can get most of the team back together by mid-December. It's been a process. Guys been hurt since training camp. We haven't really had that full roster yet.
Yeah, it's kind of confusing too, because like just all these injuries happening at the same time. Normally, one here, one there. Definitely something that can happen from time to time. But going from Jack Hughes after we already knew about Blackwood, and then Bernier missed a couple games, and now we're on to our third string goalie, and Miles Wood hasn't played yet. It's like when Severson and Ty Smith were out. It's like when is this gonna stop? Like, and now Dougie, like that might be the biggest one of them all. So hopefully that these guys, as you said, are able to come back soon. I don't think Dougie's going to be out very long. Jack Hughes, it was 5 weeks. I'm assuming it would be 4 weeks now that we're edging towards next week already. So hopefully, just the sooner the better. It'd be fun to get everyone back ready to go by the time they're able to hit the Christmas break, because that's when teams really start to put it into gear and get ready for the stretch run and obviously the postseason.
Ramona Rice wants to see the NFZ credit backhanded devil for that logo that he had put up. I just love these fans, these hardcore fans. It's like, oh, there's a logo. I was like, that's an awesome logo, man. Got to use it. I'll credit you. But yeah, I mean the NFC, and you know what? It's good based on those analytics. And I'm not a big numbers guy. Seems like the Devils are truly headed in the right direction, but they just got to shore up some of these. I would say the low hanging fruits of correctable penalty killing improvements that they need to make. Get the puck out of the zone. Not only just lift it up, just hammer it home down the ice. What are you waiting for? Don't get too
Yeah,
fancy.
any adjustment that you can make. I mean, clearly what has been going on hasn't been good enough. So, like you said, try something new. Instead of trying to break it out when you're shorthand, just launch the thing. If it goes out 1 out of 10 times and you take a penalty, whatever. I still think your penalty kill percentage will improve if you treat it that way. I can't really think any other way to fix it other than just keep doing it, keep grinding it out, and it'll get taken care of.
Yeah, and the law of averages. Hopefully, I just like to see the Devils go on a 9-game streak of not giving up one power play goal, and just bury this thing of the past. Last season, they started to improve towards the end. Now, I wasn't sure if it's because other teams weren't taking the Devils seriously, or but but the Devils started to improve in that aspect, and hopefully they'll continue. But if all it is, but one thing I wanted to ask you: face-offs. Doesn't matter if you're on the kill or whatever. The Devils, are not they're kind of a below average team on face-offs, don't you think?
Yeah, they certainly are. Nico's been getting better as the years go on, but he's still not where he truly needs to be. Jack Hughes is borderline awful at it, but I do think that could improve over time. He's also not going to be necessarily needed in big face-off win situations. If they're down a goal with a extra attacker on, chances are a center better at face-offs will also be on the ice with him anyway. So he'd probably be more in a wing role on there anyway, whether it be Nico or Dawson Mercer, who his some abilities to get better in face off, and I think his ceiling in that area is pretty high. I've seen them use Michael McLeod, go out there, win a face off, and go straight back to the bench more than once this season. It basically happened on every shift in overtime in both games that they played that went to overtime, besides the shootout loss, obviously. But every single time, it seems like they're using McLeod in that situation. So if some of the other younger guys can learn from him and improve as they get older. It definitely always seems to be one of the traits that a good NHL player takes the most time to develop in. Like, I remember it took Sidney Crosby and Evgeny Malkin a very long time to eventually get good at faceoffs. Malkin still kind of stinks, but he's much better. Crosby's obviously very good now. I often wonder if those types of things can happen with the Devils' young players, because it's a skill that seems to be learned efficiently over time.
Yeah. And again, I think as the team starts to mature and gets older, I think that department will naturally be better.
Yep.
But for right now, start small, start winning the faceoffs in the defensive zone, whether it's the penalty kill or 5-on-5, or even the power play for that matter. You got to start somewhere, and that's probably something that they should be working on now and in the future. All right, Vinny, we got just a couple minutes left. Devils Kings. I mean, the Devils come in at 4-3-1. Kings are 4-5-1. What are your thoughts? You got, Kopitar, leading the way in points for the team. Andres Janssen with 4 goals and 2 assists, 6 points, leading the way for the Devils. You think the Devils are going to squeak one out? Mac Black standing on his head in his first game back.
I think there's a chance. The Devils and Kings feel pretty even to me as of right now. They're both up and coming teams that have a lot of good young players. The Kopitar thing does worry me, because he's basically what the Kings have right now that the Devils don't. Like, other than that, they're pretty even in terms of roster, young talent, pretty good goaltending, okay defensemen, but mostly yet led by younger forwards. But they have Kopitar, the Devils don't. The closest thing the Devils have to a Kopitar is Nico, and we know that there's a long way to go before he ever reaches that level. So it's going to be interesting to see how the two teams match up. It wouldn't surprise me if there's not a lot of scoring. It also wouldn't surprise me if it's a barn burner. So I'm actually thinking the Devils are going to be pretty angry after the way things happened against Anaheim. I did not think they were going to I didn't think they necessarily win. The Devils, they're not one of those teams that you just assume will win. But I thought they'd put up a better fight against Anaheim. So I'm wondering if that'll be in their back of the minds tonight against the Kings, also knowing they play again tomorrow against the Sharks.
I think Alexander Holtz is going to explode early on. I think he's going to put in 2 goals tonight. I'm making bold predictions. I think Mac Black has something to prove right now. And, I think it's going to be 5-2 Devils. I think the Devils are going to come out flying, and without Dougie Hamilton, of course. But I think the Devils. I think they're going to have a very, very decent game tonight.
All right, I'm going to go 4-3 Devils. So
4-3.
I think we're both kind of in a similar range, but hopefully they're able to edge them out.
And maybe Andres Janssen will score one for the New Jersey Devils. 7 points.
I love it. And then we could, if that happens next show, we can imitate how the goal went with that music in the background while imitating Matt Loughlin.
Yeah, and just to let you know, Devils After Dark, Scotty and I will recap the game that was. Stephen Murdoch says 3-2 Devils on the YouTube Live. Give us your picks right now. I'm going to be looking at Facebook Live. Who do you think is going to win? Come on. 7-2 victory. Oh, no. Sorry. That's something else that Matt Junio is saying. But, hey, you know what? Keep it here. We'll be live after the game. Devils After Dark. This is Game Day Live. Enjoy the game, everybody. Enjoy the NFZ. Till next time, let's go Devils.